students, I am Anita S, Assistant Master BLRHS Siliguri. Today I am going to talk about one of the most important chapter in our 8th standard science, chapter number 4, materials in metals and non-metals. First we will take materials. Materials can be classified into two types, metals and non-metals. First, metals, the elements which are generally in solid state, hard, vitreous, heavier than water, malleable, ductile, tensile, lustrous, have high melting and boiling points. And metals are also good conductor of heat and electricity and are sonorous or called metals. For example, gold, silver, copper, iron, platinum, aluminium, mercury. These are all examples for metals. And next one, we will go into the non-metals. The elements which are generally gases, liquids or brittle solids, not hard, non-lustrous, non-ductile, non-tensile, lighter than water, non-sonorous are called non-metals. For example, carbon, iodine, hydrogen, chlorine, bromine, sulfur. Dear students, what are the difference between metals and non-metals? First, we will go to metals. Metals are lustrous, means very shiny, and non-metals are dull because they are non-shiny. Carbon and sulfur are dull, but iodine is, in this case, iodine is very shiny. And second one, metals are hard, non-metals are soft. Third, metals are malleable and ductile. Malleable means silver foil, aluminium foil. So, copper wire can be or silver wire can be converted into sheets. So, ductile. Next, non-metals are brittle, means not converted to sheets. For example, sulfur pieces. And fourth one, metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. For example, copper wire is used for good conductor of heat and electricity. So, non-metals are bad conductor of heat and electricity. But in this case, diamond or graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Fifth one, metals are sonorous. For example, musical instruments like violin, guitar, and non-metals are non-sonorous. Metals are solid at room temperature and non-metals may be solid, liquid and gases. Sixth one, metals have silvery grey or golden yellow color. They are very shiny. And non-metals are generally have many different colors. Seventh one, metals are generally hard. Non-metals are generally soft. Metals are generally hard means sodium and potassium may be soft. In case of non-metals, diamond is hard. Eighth one, metals have generally high melting and boiling point. Metals have generally low melting and boiling point. Physical properties of metals. All metals except mercury is solid in room temperature. Except few metals such as sodium, potassium. All metals have high densities. Third physical property of metals is all metals except sodium, potassium, lead are very hard. Fourth physical property of metal is most metals can be hammered into thin sheets or foils without breaking. Look at this, children. Most of metals can be hammered into thin sheets or foils without breaking is called malleability. What is malleability? The property of metals by which they can be beaten into thin sheets is called malleability. And fifth physical property of metals is metals can be melted and drawn into thin wires is called ductility. What is ductility? The property of metal by which it can be drawn into wires is called ductility. Sixth physical property, good conductor of heat and electricity. Metals have lusters, means shine always, gold shine, silver shine. They are metals because these are all shine in nature. Chemical properties of metals. First property, metals react with oxygen to form metal oxides. Second chemical property, metals react with acids to form salts. Third chemical property of metal is metals react with water to form oxides or hydroxides. Fourth one, metals do not react with alkalis. Note, alkalis are bases that readily dissolve in water. Students, you have already seen 4 chemical properties of metals. Let us study one by one. First one, metals reacts with oxygen to form metal oxide. First one, burning a magnesium ribbon in air. Means magnesium reacts with oxygen. First one, magnesium reacts with oxygen. Mg plus O2 gives rise to MgO. First, we can balance the equation. 2 moles of magnesium and 1 mole of oxygen. First, we take magnesium. Here is 2 moles of magnesium. Here is 1 mole of magnesium. Now let us balance 2 moles of magnesium and 2 moles of oxygen. Now the equation is balanced. This is called reactants and this is called products. Second equation, iron reacts with oxygen. Iron reacts with oxygen to form iron oxide. Iron oxide. Now let us balance the equation. 3 moles of iron. Here is 1 mole. Put 3 here. Balance. And next 2 moles of oxygen. Here is 4 moles of oxygen. Put 2 is here. 3 moles of iron and 4 moles of oxygen is equal to 3 moles of iron and 4 moles of oxygen. This is reactants and products. Once again, magnesium reacts with oxygen to form magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide, and iron reacts with oxygen to form iron oxide. Right here, iron oxide. Look at children, you all would have seen rusting of iron? Yes, you see rusting of iron. What is rust? Basically, metals can react with oxygen to form iron oxide. Yes children, iron oxide is rust. Now, let us check nature of these products by using litmus paper. Look at children, in these products, magnesium oxide and iron oxide, using litmus paper, the ash obtained on burning magnesium ribbon or iron is dissolved in water. Now let dip litmus paper in solution. You must have observed that red litmus turns to blue. So, oxide of magnesium or iron is also basic in nature. In general, metallic oxide means magnesium oxide or iron oxide. Once again, in general, metallic oxides are basic in nature.
Now, coming to another metal, copper. When a copper vessel is exposed to moist air for long, it acquires a dull green coating. Means the green material is a mixture of copper hydroxide. Copper hydroxide means CuOH twice, and copper carbonate. Copper carbonate means CuCO3. So, the following is the reaction. When copper combines with water H2O and carbon dioxide CO2 plus oxygen O2. Combining these gives rise to copper hydroxide CuOH twice plus copper carbonate CuCO3. Look at children, water, carbon dioxide and oxygen are moist air. Once again, C2Cu plus H2O plus CO2 plus O2 gives rise to CuOH twice, copper hydroxide plus CuCO3, copper carbonate. I have seen a green deposit on the surface of the copper vessel.
Second chemical property of metal is metals react with acids to form salts. Now let us see how metals react with acid. You must have found that metals react with acids and produce hydrogen gas that burns with a pop sound. Once again, metals reacts with acid and produce hydrogen gas, burns with a pop sound. Copper does not react with dilute hydrochloric acid even on heating. Once again, copper does not react with hydrochloric acid, dilute hydrochloric acid even on heating. But copper reacts with sulfuric acid means H2SO4. Copper reacts with sulfuric acid H2SO4. Third property, metals react with water. Sodium reacts vigorously with water. Sodium reacts with water, gives rise to sodium hydroxide plus liberation of hydrogen gas. Now balance the equation. 2 moles of sodium and 2 moles of oxygen and 2 moles of hydrogen. Write 2 here. 2 2s are 4. 2 moles of hydrogen and 2 moles of hydrogen, 4 moles of hydrogen and 2 moles of oxygen. The equation is balanced. This is reactants and this is products. Once again, sodium reacts vigorously with water, gives rise to sodium hydroxide and liberation of hydrogen gas. Dear students, you know that some other elements do not do so, because, for example, iron reacts with water very slowly.
Now let us start physical properties of non-metals. Can be in the form of solids, liquids and gases at room temperature. Second physical property of non-metal is solid non-metals are brittle in nature. It means in this case, in solids, non-metals are brittle in nature. Third property, non-metals cannot be melted and drawn into thin wire. The fourth physical property of non-metals is non-metals do not make characteristic sounds with hit with an object. Next property, except graphite, most of the non-metals are bad conductor of heat and electricity. Next one, except diamond, non-metals do not have any luster. The last physical property of non-metal is non-metals have low density. Chemical properties of non-metals. Non-metals react with oxygen to form non-metallic oxides. First one, carbon plus oxygen gives rise to carbon dioxide. This means that carbons combines with oxygen forms to carbon dioxide. Next, second equation, sulfur plus oxygen gives rise to sulfur dioxide. This means that sulfur combines with oxygen gives rise to sulfur dioxide. This is the chemical properties of non-metals.
Dear students, once again recall the metals, the physical properties of metals and chemical properties of metals you already seen. Once again recall the physical properties of non-metals. Non-metals are non-sonorous. They are bad conductor of heat and electricity. Non-metals are low density and low melting point. In contrast, materials like coal, sulfur are very soft and dull in appearance because these soft metals are broken into powdery mass and tapping it a hammer, it's broken down. So this is the reason of non-metals are once again non-sonorous, bad conductor of heat and electricity and low boiling and melting points. These are all called non-metals. Example, sulfur, oxygen, phosphorus. So next you take one by one the chemical properties of non-metals. You would have seen that the reaction of non-metals with oxygen. To understand this reaction, let's do one activity.
The reaction of non-metals with oxygen. To understand this reaction, let's do one activity. As soon as sulfur starts burning, introduce the spoon into a gas jar or gas tumbler. Cover the tumbler with a lid to ensure that gas produced does not escape. Remove the spoon after some time. Add a small quantity of water into the tumbler and quickly replace the lid. Shake the tumbler well. So, dip the blue litmus paper into the solution. Blue litmus paper turns to red. This indicates the solution is acidic in nature. Now let us write chemical equation for the above activity.
Now let us write the chemical equation by the above activity. Write the chemical equation of the reaction of non-metals with oxygen. The product in the reaction of sulfur and oxygen is sulfur dioxide gas is formed. That means that sulfur combines with oxygen gives rise to sulfur dioxide. Once again, the product in the reaction of sulfur and oxygen, that means sulfur dioxide gas is formed. Sulfur plus oxygen gives rise to sulfur dioxide. Reactants, products. Sulfur plus oxygen, sulfur dioxide, reactants and products. This sulfur dioxide is dissolved in water. Sulfurous acid is formed. Again, sulfur dioxide is dissolved in water. Sulfurous acid is formed. Write the chemical equation of non-metals with oxygen. Again, sulfur dioxide is dissolved in water. Sulfurous acid is formed. Sulfur dioxide react with water gives rise to sulfurous acid. Sulfur dioxide plus water gives rise to sulfurous acid to SO3. Sulfur dioxide plus water gives rise to sulfurous acid. Reactants, products. Now the equation is balanced. 2 moles of hydrogen and 3 moles of oxygen and 1 mole of sulfur. So this sulfurous acid, the blue litmus paper turns to red and the oxide of non-metals is acidic in nature. This is the reaction of non-metals with oxygen. Next, go to the second reaction of non-metals with water. So, non-metals do not react with water. Non-metals are very reactive in air. Therefore, the non-metals are stored in water. Once again, non-metals do not react with water. It is very reactive in air and non-metals are stored in water. Next, for example, phosphorus is a very reactive non-metal. Which one is? Phosphorus is a very reactive non-metal. It catches 5 if exposed to air. So, to prevent the contact of phosphorus with atmospheric oxygen, so this is the reason the phosphorus is always stored in water, because it prevents the catches of fire and contact of phosphorus with atmospheric oxygen, so it is always stored in water. The third property, reaction of non-metals with acid. Non-metals do not react with acid. Once again, these non-metals do not react with acids. Reaction with bases. Reaction of metals and non-metals with bases. You have already known pop sound. What does the pop sound indicates? The pop sound indicates the presence of hydrogen gas. First one, reaction of metals with bases. Metals reacts with sodium hydroxide to produce hydrogen gas. Once again, metals react with sodium hydroxide to produce hydrogen gas. Second one is reaction of non-metals with bases. Reaction of non-metals with bases are complex. Once again, the reaction of non-metals with bases are complex. The third one is displacement reaction. The reaction between copper sulfate and zinc. The reaction can be represented as follows. Copper sulfate plus zinc gives rise to zinc sulfate plus copper. Once again, copper sulfate CuSO4 plus zinc Zn plus ZnSO4 plus copper. Blue, the color is blue. ZnSO4 colorless and red. What should you observe that? Reaction? You have already now read that one metal displaces another metal. Once again, one metal displaces the another metal from its compound in aqueous solution. Therefore, zinc replaces the copper from copper sulfate. So, the blue color of copper sulfate disappears. Once again, copper sulfate reacts with zinc, gives rise to zinc sulfate and copper. This is the blue color of the copper sulfate. Zinc sulfate is colorless and copper is red. One metal displaces the another metal from its compound in aqueous solution. It means that zinc replaces the copper from copper sulfate. So the blue color of the copper sulfate disappears. Once again, the blue color of the copper sulfate disappears until powdery red moss is deposited. Once again, powdery red moss of copper is deposited. This is the powdery red moss of the copper is deposited. Dear children, take some notes. Uses of metals. Metals are used in making machinery, automobiles, third one aeroplanes, trains and satellites. And metals are used in industrial gadgets, cooking utensils and last one water boilers, etc.
Uses of non-metals. Non-metal is essential for our life, which all living beings inhale during breathing, and non-metals are used in fertilizers to enhance the growth of plants. The third one, non-metal used in water purification process. Fourth one, non-metal is used in the purple colored solution which is applied on wounds as an antiseptic. Non-metals are used in crackers. Dear students, metals like sodium and potassium are very soft metals. These metals can be cut with a knife, but in this case, mercury is the only metal which is found in liquid state at room temperature. Therefore, metals like sodium and potassium are very soft, but mercury is only metal found in liquid state at room temperature. These are exceptions. Dear students, why sodium metal is stored in kerosene? Because sodium metal is very reactive. It reacts vigorously with oxygen and water. A lot of heat is generated in the reaction, so sodium is stored in kerosene. Dear students, the chapter is completed. Once again, recall what you have learnt. Metals are lustrous, whereas non-metals have no luster. Generally, metals are malleable and ductile, whereas non-metals do not have these properties. The third point, generally, metals are good conductor of heat and electricity, but non-metals are poor conductor of heat and electricity because non-metals are poor conductors. Fourth point, on burning, metals react with oxygen to produce metal oxide which are basic in nature, whereas non-metals react with oxygen to produce non-metallic oxides which are acidic in nature. Fifth point, some metals react with water to produce metal hydroxides and liberation of hydrogen gas. Generally, non-metals do not react with water. Sixth point, metals react with acids and produce metal salts and hydrogen gas. Generally, non-metals do not react with acids. Some metals react with bases to produce hydrogen gas. Next point, more reactive metals displace less reactive metals from their components in aqueous solution. This is the displacement reaction. You know, children, more reactive metals displace less reactive metals from their compounds in aqueous solution. The last point, metals and non-metals are used widely in everyday life. Students, do some exercise problems. First problem, which of the following can be beaten into thin sheets? Option A, zinc. Option B, phosphorus. Option C, sulfur. Option D, oxygen. Here, zinc can be beaten into thin sheet. Explanation. Here, zinc is a metal with malleability and ductility, whereas phosphorus, sulfur and oxygen are non-metals which lack of malleability and ductility. Second question, which of the following statement is correct? First one, all metals are ductile, all non-metals are ductile, generally metals are ductile. Option D, some non-metals are ductile. Answer is C. Generally, metals are ductile because ductile is a property where a substance can be drawn into thin wires. So, generally, metals are ductile with mercury as the exception. Third one, fill in the blanks. Phosphorus is a very dash non-metal. B. Metals are dash conductor of heat and dash. C. Iron is dash reactive than copper. D. Metals react with acids to produce dash gas. First one is phosphorus is a very reactive non-metal. Second one, metals are good conductor of heat and electricity. C. Iron is a more reactive than copper. Fourth one, metals react with acids to produce hydrogen gas. Fourth one, mark T if the statement is true and F if it is false. A. Generally, non-metals react with acids is false. B. Sodium is a very reactive metal. Yes, true. Sodium is a very reactive metal. C. Copper displaces zinc from zinc sulfate solution. This is false. Fourth one, coal can be drawn into wires. False. Fifth one, some properties are listed in the following table. Distinguish between metals and non-metals on the basis of these properties. Properties, first one, appearance. Second property, oddness. Third property, malleability. Fourth, ductility. Fifth, heat conduction. Sixth, conduction of electricity. First property of appearance. In metals, appearance is lustrous and in non-metals, dull. Hardness. In the metals is hard. So, the non-metals are soft. Malleability. Have property of malleability. In non-metals, they do not have property of malleability. Next one, ductility. In metals have property of ductility. In non-metals do not have the property of ductility. Next, heat conduction. Good conductor of heat and electricity. In non-metals, bad conductor of heat and electricity. So, sixth one, conduction of electricity. Good conduction of heat and electricity, the bad conductor of electricity. Properties of metals and non-metals. Sixth one, give reason for the following. First one, aluminum foils are used to wrap food items because aluminum is malleable and can be drawn into thin sheets. Hence, aluminum foils are used to wrap food items. Second one, immersion rods for heating liquids are made up of metallic substances. Immersion rods for heating liquids are made up of metallic substances because metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Third one is copper cannot displace zinc from its salt solution. Copper cannot displace zinc from its salt solution because zinc is more reactive than copper. Fourth one, sodium and potassium are stored in kerosene. Dear students, you had already seen I talk about this. Sodium and potassium are highly reactive metals which readily reacts with atmospheric oxygen to catch fire. Hence, sodium and potassium are stored in kerosene. So, this is the reason. Dear students, the remaining problems will do yourself. Thank you.